The Jackson, Mississippi metro area is comprised primarily of three counties. That's Madison County on the north side, Hinds County on the west side, which includes the city of Jackson, and just across the Pearl River on the east side is Rankin County. And that's what I really want to jump into today is Rankin County. I want to kind of take you through, show you where everything is, and give you a little insight on those areas and some of my little favorite spots, as well as some of the new things popping up and new development and growth in some of these areas, because there is a lot of that going on. A lot of people, both locally within Mississippi and like a lot of y'all moving from other places in the country, are looking at places here in Rankin County. Rankin County is where I live, so it is the side of the metro area that I know the best. So I want to take us into the map today and get us pulled up here. And right here you can see this is the outline of Rankin County. The Pearl River is kind of running on the north, really kind of north to south, southwest along that border. Kind of cutting off what would be the northwest side of Rankin County. That's running through there, and as you can see, we've got the Ross Barnett Reservoir there, up there on the north side of Rankin County, pretty much from just north of Flowood here and running all the way up pretty much out to the northeast side or northeast corner of the county. But that runs on down through right through Jackson. So when we get down here, you can see Flowood and Pearl are going to border right here along the city of Jackson. I mean, you can be at the municipal golf course over here in Pearl. You can see the buildings of Jackson. If you're coming down to Lakeland on Highway 25, there's a cool spot right over here as you're coming through there where you kind of like on a high spot and you can see all the way downtown, especially on a clear morning. It's a pretty cool view coming down Highway 25. But that's where you are there. And as you kind of follow that side, you come on down to Pearl, which is a really popular area because of everything that's going on there in terms of things to do, shopping. You've got right here at this little interchange, you've got the Outlets of Mississippi, you've got the Sam's Club, you've got Bass Pro Shops, Trustmark Park, which is the Mississippi Braves are going to be playing there. That's the affiliate of the Atlanta Braves, obviously. But that's all right there in Pearl. So a lot of stuff to do there. You've also got Riverwind Drive where you've got lots of restaurants. You've got the big Cinemark movie theater and a few other things as you kind of work your way on down around there. Interestingly, too, they've got a road that's going to connect. This is Pearson Road right here. It's going to be connecting somewhere along through here. I don't know exactly where. If I switch to... oh, there you go. You can see. So this is going to be connecting right up here to 468 or Flowood Drive. So right now, if you want to get from Flowood, if you live up here in the residential portion of Flowood, which is mostly up here, and this is the reservoir area, to get there, you're going to be coming around Flowood Drive, and then you're going to backtrack here, or you're going to come down and get on the interstate. That's going to be a really nice cut through that's going to be coming through there to get you from Flowood to Pearl. But we'll get into more detail on that as we go through the video. I want to kind of continue to give you the overview of where everything is. Richland here, Richland has got a lot more commercial things there. You do have some residential around there too. Just like Pearl, pretty affordable areas. You can find homes in the mid to even low hundreds in some cases there. Smaller, older probably. But even some of the newer stuff, you've got some new construction here in Pearl that we'll get into here in just a little bit. That's going to be more on the affordable side too. Get on down south of Richland, which is easier now because they finally finished the road work for years, y'all. I'm telling you. It seems like it's going on forever here on Highway 49 and 55 over in Hinds County. They were just doing construction forever, but now you've got a really nice highway running down here to Florence, so it's easy to get down there. And you get more rural small town as you go down to Florence, and then you can get out into the country around here too. Some of the more affordable real estate, if you want land, if you want some acreage, you want to spread out some, down here around Florence and between Florence and Byram is good. Also, if you don't mind going over to Hinds County, between Byram and Raymond, that area, it's just some beautiful land out through there as well. And on the more affordable side compared to what you might see on the east side of Rankin County, especially the northeast side, it's going to be where that land's going to get more expensive. Or if you get up into Madison County, it's going to be a good bit more expensive up there too. So if you want land, this is the place to be, right down here if you want it to get it affordably. You can go on down. If you continue, you'll get out of Rankin County, head on into Braxton and Mendenhall and Delo. Shot part of the movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? If you know that movie, they shot part of that down there at the Delo Water Park. It's not really a water park. I don't know. Do you think that if you know, do you think the Delo Water Park, would you really call it a water park? It's a pretty cool spot. If you want to go kind of camp down there, hang out, get in the river, you can do that. But that's down there. Back over here on the far southeast corner, you've got Puckett, which is just, it's a very small little town. I think the population's like 370 something. I had pulled it up. Let's see here, 342. So 342, it's basically just a four-way stop. But I've heard this is a good restaurant down here. I haven't been to it, but you always find those little things like that in small towns. There's several other little communities there. Let me get back to Rankin County. But you can come on, work your way on up the east side here to Pelahatchie, which is really close. If you're going to be working in Brandon, which there's a lot of stuff there in Brandon. If you're going to be working there and you want to be out a little bit, Pelahatchie is not very far out. 10 minutes is pretty easy to get from Pelahatchie to Brandon. You can also get some fairly affordable land here, especially on the south side. Maybe not quite as affordable as it is down there closer to Florence, but still pretty good there. And all of this, it's worth mentioning here, with the exception of Pearl. So if I do this, and I did another video about the school districts. If you want to know where the best school districts are in the area, check out the video. I'll pop it up there. But with the exception of Pearl, Pearl has its own school district, but the rest of Rankin County is all in the Rankin County School District. So it's a huge school district, and you have several big high schools, 7A high schools, Northwest Rankin, and Brandon in there. And then, of course, Pearl High School is in the Pearl District. And you got a lot of other elementary schools and other smaller schools around as well. You do have some private schools in there. In Flowood, you've got Hartfield Academy. The Jackson Prep is also right there on Highway 25. You've got the East Rankin over here in Pelahatchie, right here off of the interstate. Yeah, right there, East Rankin Academy. And it's going to be more affordable. You get out to these smaller communities, these smaller towns. It's not too much of a commute to get back into Pearl or Brandon or even downtown Jackson. But you can, even if you don't want the land, if you just want to live in a small town, you've got that option several places here in Rankin County. And as you work your way on up here, you get into the Pisgah area. So Pisgah schools. Pisgah is still in Rankin County, but it's a smaller school there that's also pretty highly rated, and you get better teacher-student ratios. So a lot of people have been interested in going up to the Pisgah area, which is right here along kind of the north side of the reservoir here, north side of Rankin County. And it's really pretty land up there, but I will say this. You're coming up 25, so it makes it really easy to get down into Flowood. It's really easy to get to the reservoir. It's also really easy to get over to Madison and Gluckstadt. So this area right here has become really expensive. It's a lot more expensive to get land up there than it would be down on the south side of Rankin County. So I know a lot of y'all put in the comments, hey, we're coming to Mississippi because we want to spread out. We want some land. If that is you, then, just know you've got some beautiful land with some nice conveniences here. But you are going to be paying a little bit more for it. And on that note, I do want to stop and say real quick, if you are that person, whether you're looking for the land or you're looking for, suburbs, if you're looking for a small town, hey, it's all here in Rankin County, but we got this all really around the Jackson metro area. Take a second, take down this number, y'all. Call us, text us, email us. You could even
break out your megaphone.
And the reason I say that, it's just because it's really whatever it takes. Get in touch with us so it can help you make the move here to Rankin County or anywhere in the Jackson metro. We would love to do that. I love making these videos. I hope they help you, give you some value, but I love it even more when y'all actually call us and let us help you make the move here. So do that if you are thinking about it. Even if you're farther out, you think maybe it's too soon, you don't want to waste our time, go ahead and give us a call, because we can set you up on some stuff and kind of make sure that you're working the right direction if and when you do make the move here to the area. But let's jump back into the map here, and now I want to dig a little deeper into some of the stuff, because we've kind of gone all the way around here to everything. And so I want to talk about some of the areas that are growing the most here. And obviously the big towns here, the biggest cities are going to be Brandon, Pearl, and Flowood. And Flowood on its own is not super big. Matter of fact, if you look at Flowood, it's kind of a strange outline, just kind of hugging Highway 25 all the way out to 471. But the thing about Flowood is The residential part of Flowood starts in Flowood and kind of extends up into this area right here around. This is Pelahatchie Bay. If you like to get out and run, or if you like to ride a bike, this is a great little 10-mile loop that I'm out here on all the time. Right there around Pelahatchie Bay. It's really pretty in the morning or in the evening. You get some great sunrises and sunsets coming across the water here on the causeway. Just be careful if you're going the wrong way on that causeway. The wind will get you. If you're on a bike, if you're going the wrong way and the wind's coming against you, you got nothing to block it right here. You got trees everywhere else. That's going to save you from a lot of that wind resistance. But right here north of that, you've got some nice luxury homes here on the water in neighborhoods like the Palisades and Bay Point out here, and Arbor Landing as well on the north side of this little point coming out here. You got some affordable homes actually here, in the high 2s, low 3s in the Marblehead area. So you got that right there. And if you're a pilot, if you got your pilot license, or if you're into aviation, you want to get your pilot's license, if you come on around Fannin Landing Circle, there's actually a neighborhood up here that has an airstrip, and it's right in here. If I switch there, you can see the grass strips, and you can get a couple acres here. These are all pretty good sized houses. I'd probably say 3,500 square feet and up probably out there. So good bit of space that you get out there. And again, all this land is pretty, Mississippi is not totally flat, but it is on the flatter side, but you get some gentle rolling hills and you get lots of trees. Trees are pretty much everywhere you look. It's almost when they come in and they clear out spaces to do a new development or things like that, and they get rid of those trees, you say, wow, it actually, it's more hilly here than you realize because you can't see it because all the trees most of the time. But you've got several communities here, older communities. A lot of these are on acre lots. Coming around Fannin Landing Circle, and then you can come on back down 471 back to Highway 25. Going out here on Hollybush Road, you've got some new development out there as well, along with stuff like Reservoir East here, where you can find some homes again in the 200s there. Although it's pretty crazy how much prices have gone up here, just like they have everywhere else in the country, because that used to be in the hundreds, just in the 150s to 180s, and now they're in the 200s out here in Reservoir East. But you do have some nice stuff out here at Crossview. This is also where you've got the McLean Lodge, where they do, there's a buffet there, a steakhouse, and a safari animal tour. If you want to get out there and do that, you can kind of go through the safari and feed the animals if you want to. You can, I've never quite understood that. They have the animals, they have to feed them, but then they get you to pay for the food to feed the animals. It's a brilliant business model, and the kids love it. But you gotta be careful. Some of them they like to stick your head in your car, and they got all kinds of stuff out there. It's fun though. It's fun. Definitely go check it out. They do like the pumpkin patch and things like that when you get Halloween and that time of year. So fun stuff out there. Coming on down 25, you get Northwest Rankin High School, Northwest Rankin Middle School. It's all right here. And there's several elementary schools that are going to feed into that around this area. But that's pretty much this whole area north of the city of Brandon, along Highway 25, and up this way a good bit out through here. That's all coming into Northwest Rankin, and just a ton of variety there. You've got the newer subdivisions here in the city of Flowood. If we look right over here, there's a big place coming right here, right there along Manship Road and Hugh Ward, right in that area. That's going to be right there, just barely within the city of Flowood. Bristol Crossing, I think, is the name of that one. They have been throwing up houses. They got that ready. It sat there for, I would say, it seemed like about a year. It looked like it was ready to build on, and they weren't building on it. I guess maybe because the interest rates were going up and they were kind of just taking it slow. But anyway, they have full steam ahead, and they are building houses. They've put up about 11 of them that are already, they've got roofs on them. They're still finishing framing out some things and getting them ready to start putting drywall and things like that. So the stage they are right now. But that's all right there. There's other new developments out here on Luckney Road. If you go out this way, you've got some new developments there. You've also got some new developments out here on Vine Drive. You've got Kensington, which is expanding out there. So lots of new residential development. And in Flowood, right through here, a ton. It just seems like it just blew up out of nowhere with the commercial development. And I've got a drone video from a few weeks ago that I went out here and did. But It's crazy even since then, because you see Bojangles brand new. It just opened. And right here you also have the Popeyes. You got the 7 Brew Coffee. There's a Huey Magoo's, which is a chicken place. We actually reviewed the one in one of our Pearl vlog videos, if you look at that, because there's one of those over there. The locals aren't too happy about this because we keep getting these chicken restaurants, and so we've started calling this the Flowood Chicken Strip right through here, because it seems like you get a lot of chicken, but you get a lot of other food too. You got Canova Smokehouse there, which is without a doubt, hands down, it's the best barbecue in the whole area. And if you got a problem with that, tell me where to go to get the better barbecue, because I'm always down for a challenge to see if we can find something better. But it is the best barbecue I've had at Canova Smokehouse. And if you want a fantastic burger, if not the best, it is one of the top burgers. The same guy that owns that, right down here, I can find my location here, right down here, just a little bit farther down Highway 25. You've got right next to Fan and Mart. It's not popping up here. That's where you've got Foundation Burger. Foundation Burger is so good. I just had lunch there yesterday, and it will fill you up. They give you plenty of fries, kind of almost like, not quite to the extreme, but kind of like if you've been to Five Guys and they just dump a whole thing of fries in there for you. It's not quite to that extreme. But then down here in Flowood this is the Dogwood. I would kind of say this whole area, we call this the Dogwood area. Really here on this side, on the southeast corner of this intersection here this is Old Fannin Road, which turns into East Metro, and Lakeland Drive, Highway 25 here. This is the Dogwood Festival, and you've got Dogwood Promenade, which is, this is kind of like more your mall stores on the southeast side. Northeast side is kind of more your big box stores. You see Best Buy, Target. There's also a big Kroger there. On the northwest side, you get your Lowe's, Hobby Lobby, Kohl's, that kind of thing. And in fronting all those, they've got restaurants, mostly chain restaurants up and down here, Mexican restaurants. There's a Logan's, Chick-fil-A is there. And then on the southeast side, you get a lot more local stuff here. A lot of local shops here through this area, which is the Market Street here in Flowood, what they call it. And you do have a Five Guys there if you want that. Chipotle just opened. We, until very recently, did not have a Chipotle anywhere in the Jackson metro area, but now we got it there. And we've also got Burgers and Blues. It's in the same building right here, or Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue. It used to be called Burgers and Blues in another location, but they just opened those up there. And so a lot of stuff there. I like the local stuff here, and then you get some more stuff over there. So just pretty much everything you need right here in Flowood. As you work on down, you get into, once you pass Airport Road, this is kind of the more commercial office area, but you also get a ton of your medical things. So if you're looking for somewhere you're going to be close to certain specialists or things like that, this is a good area to be close to, because it's all right in here. And, we talk about places for retirement all the time. Flowood is actually a pretty solid spot, because you've got places like Independence, which is right over here on Flowood Drive. So if you want a condo that's low maintenance, you don't have to take care of anything outside, you've got that. You also got Traditions here, which is individual houses, but still pretty much the same idea there, very minimal maintenance with what you've got to take care of. All that's right there on Flowood Drive. You got the Winter Circle Park. And all that is right here close to the reservoir area. Now, I'll pull this up here, because if I look at 39047, 39047 zip code encompasses a lot of this on the north side, coming around the east side of Flowood, and then way out up here on Highway 25. So 39047, we kind of call that the reservoir area right through here. I don't think of, if you're local, you can leave a comment and tell me what you think. I don't really consider this to be, when I think of like the res, I'm thinking like right in here. And technically you're close to the reservoir all up through here, but I don't know. That's just how I think of it. So if you hear me say the res or the reservoir area, I'm generally talking about this area right here to the north side of Flowood around Pelahatchie Bay. But all of this runs up here. So this is all going to have a Brandon address, which is kind of what I'm getting to here, because Brandon is the county seat. So Brandon is going to be 39042. So if you're down here in this area, even actually all the way down towards Puckett, you get 39042 as your zip code. But either way, you've got a Brandon address here. So this is kind of like Reservoir Brandon, or some people will call it the new Brandon, or just 047, and that's 042. You'll hear a lot of these different things. And Just know that's the difference there. 047 Reservoir, basically group it in with Flowood is what I would say. You're not in the city, so you don't have city taxes. You can save a little money, unless you get in here and you get into the leasehold land. So you have leasehold land up here around the reservoir. And if you do that, then you're going to have that. It's pretty much going to offset and be about what you would pay in the city taxes for a lot of stuff anyway. So it's you just kind of think of it like that. It's just replacing the city tax. You technically, on a technical level, you don't own the land. It is leased land. You may own the house, but you don't own the land. But they're not coming to take those leases. They're not revoking those leases anytime soon. But they're right there on the south side of Flowood. You've got the airport. And I already told you about the one cut through that's coming over here to Pearl. We've also got this one, which it comes right through here. It's going to cut across El Dorado. This is East Metro Parkway. And it's going to come right down here to what is currently Crossgates Boulevard, where you've got a big neighborhood here for Brandon, which is Crossgates. And a lot of restaurants and things right here. Car dealerships right there at that intersection with I-20 right there. And then right here in between all that is the airport. So it's easy to get to the airport from right there. It's also some really pretty land right through here. It's going to be a little more expensive. Got some nice houses kind of tucked in here too, kind of between Flowood and Brandon. And there's some other neighbor. Like we've had a listing recently over here in this neighborhood right here off of Flynn Drive, and you almost feel like you're in Flowood. I mean, you're basically in Flowood, but it's also really easy to get into Pearl. Even though if you're going into Pearl, it's kind of weird. You kind of weave through this neighborhood down here to get actually over to Highway 80 in Pearl. So you almost feel like you're more connected to Flowood just because it's easier to just turn out here, turn right, and boom, you're in Flowood. Interesting one there, and that's a neighborhood in the 200s. You can get waterfront. There's a little lake in there. I guess it qualifies as a lake. Maybe it's a big pond. I don't know exactly the qualification, but that's in there. And then you have more industrial stuff here. You don't have a ton of residential on that side of Flowood, but you do come on around into Pearl, where you've got some affordable houses in there, older homes in Pearl. Again, with all the stuff that I mentioned earlier that you can do. You do have new construction here. Some of the most affordable new construction is coming up right here in this area off of Pearson Road on the south side, or 468 you see coming through there. Some new construction there, as well as if you work on around to right here in the Silver Hill neighborhood here. They've been expanding that, so they've got a lot of new construction there, and all that's going to be relatively affordable, in the 2s and 300s. You get up into the new stuff that's in Flowood, you're typically looking at 400s and up. Even out here at the reservoir, you may have seen us. We talked about North Shore. That's a new neighborhood that kind of cuts through from North Shore Parkway up here to Flowood. Up here to Fannin Landing Circle. Although you cannot drive through it, it technically is connected through here, and you're easily in the 400s, 500s for a lot of those. But you can still find some in the 200s when we get down here to Pearl. So that's really nice. Again, more affordable stuff, more commercial stuff there in rich land. And make sure you're not confusing that with ridge land. So you might have to make that distinction a few times if you're living here, to make sure we understand we don't end up going on the north side of Jackson when we meant to come down here to the south side. And as we come on down here, though, again, we kind of made the loop, kind of made the circle, and did the broad view and the overview. And other than that, Brandon is probably the biggest city in here that has its own, it feels like its own place. Pearl kind of has the suburb feel. You don't really have a true downtown area where Brandon does. Flowood doesn't, although they're building it. Again, there's more and more new developments. I kind of can't even remember to mention them all, but up here you've got the big water point right there behind where I was talking about the Dogwood area. You've got Water Point right there. You got several golf courses around here. If you want to, I mentioned the Independence condos in Flowood, which there's a new, if you come on up here, they're building very similar right here on the northeast side of Flowood up on Highway 25, building condos up there, just a little bit more pricey, just because they're new. Again, you're getting closer to that 400 range. Down here, if we come down to Pearl, on the south side of Pearl, you got Patrick Farms. So if you want to live on a golf course, you can do that there. And there's another Independence condos at Patrick Farms. If you want that low maintenance living and you want to be on a golf course, you can do that there. So, I think that's generally going to cover most of what you need to know to kind of get around and see things here in Rankin County. If you've got questions about some of these areas, definitely let me know. Leave a comment down below, and I'm going to continue this series. We're going to hit Hinds County and Madison County in some future videos, as well as some other stuff. We're going to get out and show you a lot of these things, a lot of these new developments. I want to get out and show y'all. We're in that rainy kind of time of year, raining outside today. So as I'm able, we will get out there and give y'all a little preview of all this new stuff coming. And in the meantime, if you are thinking about making that move here, in addition to taking down that number and giving us a call, because we definitely want to help you out, take a second and go ahead and watch this video if you got time, because it's definitely something that you're going to want to know about.